Malcolm's grin faltered. We were discussing our future. Milo, adults talk. Sometimes they talk in low, soulful voices. Dad, stop. The walls are thin. When you start playing the Midnight Love album, I know exactly what's happening. You come down here giggling, and Mom comes down behind you looking like she's floating on a cloud. It's gross. Finish your breakfast, Malcolm grumbled. Just then, Amara the man in Montgomery, the fiercest luxury hair architect in the tri-state area, floated into the kitchen. She looked radiant, though her eyes still carried the remnants of a week-long Cold War. Good morning, Malcolm, she said, her voice like honey. I've decided to trust you. I believe you didn't sleep with that woman, Sabrina. I'm letting it go. Malcolm nearly dropped the juice. You mean it? Thank the Lord. Amara, you won't regret this. I'd soundproof this entire house if I didn't have to get to the studio. Milo stood up, grabbing his backpack. I'm going to school. If I hear any more soul music tonight, I'm calling child services. Chapter 2. The Contractor from the Past. Amara's salon, Amara's crown, was the epicenter of Emerald Quarter gossip. Between the hum of dryers and the scent of expensive pomade, reputations were built and destroyed. That morning, the expansion project was in full swing. Amara had hired a crew to knock down the wall into the adjacent boutique. As she walked in, she saw him, Tyrell Vance. Tyrell was a man carved out of mahogany and bad decisions. He was the contractor, and he was currently shirtless, holding a blueprint and a sledgehammer. Amara, Tyrell said, his voice a low rumble. Long time. Amara froze. Behind her, her head stylist and best friend, Jada the Jaw Jenkins, gasped. Oh Lord, Jada whispered. Is that the Tyrell? From the legendary wild junior year at State? Hush, Jada, Amara hissed. She turned back to Tyrell, her professional mask sliding into place. Tyrell, I didn't know you were the lead on this bid. I told you I'd build you something beautiful one day, Tyrell smirked. 14 years ago, remember? I don't remember anything from 14 years ago, Amara lied, her heart doing a frantic tap dance. Keep it professional, Vance. Just do the job. As Tyrell walked away, Jada leaned in. He looks exactly like Milo, Amara. Exactly. The jawline, the ears, the way he holds his shoulders. He does not, Amara snapped. Milo looks like Malcolm, mostly. Does he? Jada raised an eyebrow. Because Malcolm is a poodle-walking sports nerd, and that man over there looks like he eats poodles for breakfast. Amara felt a cold sweat breaking. The trust she had just granted Malcolm felt suddenly fragile, mostly because she was now sitting on a secret of her own that was currently holding a sledgehammer. Chapter 3. The Sabrina Surprise. Across town at C Sports Now, Malcolm was riding a high. He was the underdog of sports media, a man who debated with the ferocity of a pit bull. His partner, Julian Jackson, was the jester, always ready with a quip. Their producer, Roderick Sterling, walked into the booth during a break. Malcolm, a letter just arrived for you. Hand-delivered, Roderick said, tossing a lavender envelope on the desk. Malcolm's blood ran cold. Sabrina Murphy? He opened it, his hands shaking. Julian and Roderick leaned in. Dear Malcolm, the letter began. I was paid to lie by a friend. I am no longer speaking to. Your wife knows everything now. Malcolm slammed the letter down. I knew it. I'm innocent. But wait. Amara went to her house after she told me she trusted me? She went behind my back. Women, man. Julian sighed. They trust, but verify. It's like a background check with more attitude. And who is this friend who paid her to lie? Malcolm wondered aloud. He looked at Roderick. You don't think it was Katarina, do you? Roderick looked nervous. Katarina is a saint. A chaotic, expensive, terrifying saint. She wouldn't, probably. Malcolm wasn't listening. He was too busy planning his I told you so speech. He was gonna be epic. He was going to involve PowerPoint. Haleve. Chapter 4. The Ganja Ghost. Back at the Montgomery residence, Granny Vane, the family's longtime housekeeper and moral compass, was moving slower than usual. Amara, I'm tired. Granny Vane sighed as she folded laundry. This family works me like a mule. Take the day off, Granny, Amara said, distracted by the Tyrone-Milo resemblance issue. I've got this. Later that afternoon, Amara was walking past Milo's room when a peculiar scent wafted through the hallway. It was herbal, skunky, and distinctly illegal in the Emerald Quarter. She stopped. Her eyes widened. She reached down and picked up a perfectly rolled green stick from the rug. Malcolm! She screamed. Malcolm, who had just returned home, ready to gloat about the letter, ran up the stairs. What? Is the house on fire? Worse. Amara held up the joint like it was a live grenade. Our son is a drug kingpin. Milo is doing the wiki tobacco. Wait, let me see that, Malcolm said, sniffing it. This is high grade. This is Kush. Amara, our son is 13. Where would he get this? I knew it. It's the gateway drug, Amara wailed. Next thing you know, he'll be living under a bridge, scratching his neck, calling himself Peaches. Peaches? Malcolm asked, confused. My Uncle Harold. He did the drugs, and now he lives in a tent and answers to Peaches. I won't have it, Malcolm. Our son will not be a Peaches. Milo walked in at that exact moment, looking confused. Why are you guys yelling? And why does it smell like a Snoop Dogg concert in here? Don't you lie to us, Milo, Amara shouted. We found your stash. We're having an intervention. Right now. I've already bought 6 books on how to get your child off the grass. That's not mine, Milo yelled. I don't smoke. I'm an athlete. I'm a podcaster. I need my lungs. Then whose is it? Malcolm demanded. Granny Vane appeared in the doorway, looking sheepish. It's mine. The room went silent. Granny? Amara gasped. You're a Peaches? Hush, girl, Granny Vane grumbled. The doctor prescribed it for my glaucoma and the nausea from the chemo. I didn't want to tell y'all and have you making a fuss. I dropped it on my way to the laundry. Amara and Malcolm looked at each other. Then at Milo. I'll take that apology in the form of a PlayStation 5, Milo said, crossing his arms. And maybe a Bentley when I turn 16. Chapter 5. The Dinner Party from Hell. A week later, Amara decided the only way to distract Jada from the Tyrell looks like Milo theory was to fix her up with a man. She organized a dinner party. The guests included Julian, Roderick, and Katarina. Malcolm and Julian were tasked with bringing eligible bachelors for Jada. The night began with Roderick and Katarina arriving with a $1,500 bottle of wine that Roderick insisted was too good for glasses and should be sipped directly from the soul. Katarina, wearing a dress that cost more than Amara's car, immediately began critiquing the decor. It's very cozy, Amara, in a weird, middle-class, but trying kind of way. Katarina, darling, Amara smiled through gritted teeth. I'd offer you a seat, but I wouldn't want to get dust on your ego. The eligible bachelors arrived. One was a high school football coach who couldn't stop talking about his glory days, which involved a fumble in 1998, and the other was a police officer named Bill, who spent the entire evening checking everyone's ID and whispering into his shoulder. Jada sat at the end of the table, looking like she wanted to set the house on fire. So, Scotty, Jada said to the coach, do you have any hobbies that don't involve a whistle and a clipboard? I collect vintage cleats, Scotty said proudly. Jada turned to Bill. And you? Do you do anything besides arrest people for having a personality? I'm a specialist in narcotics, Bill said, looking at Granny Vane suspiciously. The night hit a boiling point when the men started making jokes about Jada's weight. It'd take both of us to cover that much ground, Scotty whispered to Bill, thinking no one could hear. Jada froze. The room went silent. She stood up, her eyes flashing like lightning. Let me tell you something, you two-bit, whistle-blowing, badge-wearing fools, Jada hissed. I am a masterpiece. I am God's own sculpture, and you'll be lucky to have a woman like me to hold you down when the world turns on you. But you won't ever know, because you're too busy looking at the scale.